So gonna go through ground news. News is news. Ground news. US withdrawing 5,000 troops from Germany, US officials say. US withdrawing 5,000 troops from Germany. On Friday, Pentagon announced the United States is withdrawing 5,000 troops from Germany, intensifying a rift over the Iran war between President Trump and European allies. Trump ordered the drawdown following clashes with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, who on Monday criticized the US exit strategy for the 2-month-old war in Iran. The Pentagon will complete the withdrawal over the next 12 months, removing a brigade combat team and cancelling the planned deployment of a long-range fires battalion. Trump has also threatened trade embargoes on Spain and criticizes Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni over the Iran war, signaling broader friction with NATO allies. European leaders will likely bolster defense spending, viewing Washington as increasingly unreliable, according to analyst Imran Bayoumi and the Atlantic Council. Myanmar moves Suu Kyi from prison to house arrest. Myanmar detained former leader Aung San Suu Kyi. 80 has been transferred from prison to house arrest in Naupoo Tav, with her sentence reduced to approximately 18 years as part of Buddhist holiday amnesty. The Nobel laureate has been held since the February 2021 military coup and had not been seen publicly until state media released a photograph this week. Why it matters. The transfer comes amid international pressure on junta leader Min Aung Hlaing, who recently became president, to release political prisoners as Myanmar's civil war continues with 22,000 people detained and thousands killed since the 2021 coup. Critics view the amnesties as image management rather than genuine reform, while Suu Kyi's exact location and health remain unknown, with no family or legal sole access since December 22. So Trump says he'll place 25% tariff on autos from EU, accusing Bloc. Bloc of not complying with the trade deal. On Friday, President Donald Trump announced the United States will raise tariffs on European Union cars and trucks to 25% starting next week, citing the European Union's failure to comply with the 2025 trade deal. The 2025 Thunberg Agreement previously capped tariffs at 15% in exchange for European commitments to increase United States investment, but the implementation has lagged as Trump pursues broader tariff actions. European manufacturers, including BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, and Stellantis, this face increased pressure from these duties. Trump explicitly ties the new 25% levy to onshoring, stating that European brands building vehicles within the United States will face zero additional tariff. Industry analysts warn that returning to 25% could increase cost, disrupt transatlantic supply chains, and invite retaliation following the announcement. Ferrari shares fell one day after one got added to their position. The Supreme Court ruled earlier this year that the US president lacked authority to declare economic emergencies for such tariffs, while the European Commission maintains the European Union expects the United States to honor commitments in the joint statement. Two Jewish men stabbed in London police street attacked as terrorism. On Wednesday, April 29th, 26, a 45-year-old man stabbed two Jewish men in Golden Green, a North London neighborhood. Members of Shomrim, a Jewish volunteer security group, detained the suspect before police tasered and arrested him on suspicion of attempted murder. The stabbings follow a series of arson attacks on Jewish sites in recent weeks, including 4 hot solar ambulances set ablaze and in Golden Greens in late March. These prior incidents heightened community fears and security concerns across the area. 2 victims, aged 76 and 34, remain hospitalized in stable condition after treatment by Hatzola at the scene. Counterterrorism policing is leading the investigation to establish the suspect's background and any links to terrorism. Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned the attacks utterly appalling, stating attacks on our Jewish community are attacks on Britain. Police have increased high visibility patrols in the area to reassure residents following the incident. Anti-Semitic incidents across the UK have surged since October 7, 2023, with the Community Security Trust recording 3,700 incidents in 2025. Authorities are investigating potential links between this stabbing and recent arson attacks targeting Jewish sites. Russia to hold Victory Day parade without military equipment for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The Russian Defense Ministry confirmed that the upcoming Victory Day parade on May 9th will proceed without any tanks, armored vehicles, or missile systems for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The ministry cited the current operational situation as the reason for the decision, which marks a significant departure from the traditional displays of military hardware typically used to showcase Russia's global power and strength. Security analysts suggest the move is primarily driven by fears of long-range Ukrainian drone strikes, noting that military columns are particularly vulnerable while parked or during rehearsals on open training grounds. Instead, the usual mechanized procession, the event will focus on foot columns from higher military educational institutions and will include televised broadcast featuring footage of active duty units currently deployed in Ukraine. While the ground equipment has been scrapped, the aerial segment remains scheduled with Sunday, with Su-25 fighter jets expected to close the ceremony by painting the Moscow sky in the colors of the Russian flag. United Arab Emirates say it will leave OPEC amid energy turmoil. On Tuesday, the United Arab Emirates announced its withdrawal from the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and OPEC Plus, effective May 2026. The move aims to accelerate domestic energy investment and as part of the long-term strategic vision. The decision follows decades of cooperation since the UAE joined OPEC in 1971. Diplomatic tensions have risen as presidential advisor Anwar Gargash criticized Gulf Cooperation Council allies on Monday for their weak collective response to Iranian attacks. Energy prices jumped as U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude reached nearly 102 per barrel following the announcement. President Donald Trump welcomed the exit, having accused OPEC of ripping off the rest of the world by inflating oil prices. State-run news agencies reported that the UAE will continue bringing additional production to market in gradual and measured manner. This policy shift addresses long-term economic visions amid ongoing instability in the Strait of Hormuz. Threats against vessels on the Strait of Hormuz persist, complicating regional supply dynamics and affecting OPEC Gulf producers. The UAE remains a critical ally for Washington in the Middle East, despite these ongoing security challenges. Okay, I reached the limit of daily free article reads. I can't read more without subscribing. Okay. Okay, I have to finish here because I can't read more news without subscribing.